Hello everyone, I'm Rafael Alvarez and this is Alvarez Metalworks. Before we get started today, I wanted to give a special shout out to my channel sponsor, RorikSupply.com. They've been a tremendous amount of help to me when it comes to producing these videos for all of you. Check out RorikSupply.com. They have flap discs, cutoff wheels, grinding wheels, welding blankets, drill bits, burr bits, welding helmets, roll-lock discs, you name it. The list goes on and on. Use coupon code METAL, save yourself 10% off anything that you order from them as many times as you choose to use that coupon code. That's my thank you to you for supporting my channel. With that being said, let's get to work. Hey everyone. Yes, I am actually sitting on the toilet at the moment. And that's because there's some bullshit going on YouTube with the ad rates that we're going to talk about today. And I was thinking about it while I was taking a dump and decided, you know what? It's my turn to shoot my video to talk about the falling ad rates on YouTube. Don't worry, you're not going to see any of my junk. You're probably not going to hear anything strange coming from the toilet, but you're probably hearing the fan, and we'll see how that goes. Not going to shoot the whole video in here. Anyway, there's some people out there, YouTube content creators, complaining about losing money on YouTube because of the falling ad rates due to, I guess YouTube got themselves into some hot water with some content that some other people uploaded to YouTube that monetized them, and the people paying for ads were upset that their ads were being played on these videos. I guess the ads were political in nature, some bad shit, ISIS, I don't know all the details, it doesn't really matter. They got pissed off, they pulled their ads, and I guess because of that, these are the top ranked people that are buying the ads, which in turn brings the value of the ad down and you get paid less. This video is not being created to be a slight on anybody else. Okay, let me get that squared away right out the gate. Okay, I'm not putting it out there to badmouth anybody or anything like that. But what I am doing is going to put it out there to try to educate some of you guys on how to make money off of YouTube, how this whole process works for us content creators, where we're making our money from. Talk about sponsorship a little bit, talk about my perspective on all of it, and we'll talk about it as soon as I'm done taking a shit, in other words. With that being said, I'll be right back. So let's talk Amazon. So for those that don't know about being an Amazon affiliate, let me try to break this down to you as quickly as possible. What an Amazon affiliate is somebody who's made an agreement with Amazon to essentially become a salesman, if you will. They drive traffic to Amazon and hopefully it will result in sales. Anybody can become an Amazon affiliate if you just go to Amazon.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and the small links at the very, very bottom of the page where they give you the Amazon information, there'll be a link down there to be, for affiliate information. Being an affiliate doesn't cost you guys that click on those links literally anything, okay, outside of a button click. What it's doing is when we go to Amazon as an affiliate, we can find any product essentially on Amazon. We can get a specific link that's targeted towards our affiliate account, and we put those links at various places on the internet. So for YouTube purposes, we put them down in the video descriptions. I guess in theory you could put them in some of the, I don't know, the cards or whatever the hell they're calling them now on YouTube, where you can click on the actual video and it'll send you someplace. In theory you could do that. I choose not to because YouTube changes that stuff up so often that it's not worth it for it to not work maybe a year or two down the road. I usually just stick with descriptions. I'll use them on Facebook, or Instagram doesn't really work because they're not clickable links. Sometimes I'll use them on Twitter or whatever. But anyways, what it is they click on the link, anything that those people, if they click on the link, anything that those people buy within 24 hours, I get a commission for. That commission is somewhere around like 6%. Depending on what it is, it may go up to like 8, sometimes 10. Sometimes it may be down to like 4%. But usually it's ballpark about 6% of the sale. So, not a guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee when you're doing work like that. Okay, it's like being a car salesman. You're not guaranteed a paycheck. It's all going to boil down to who's willing to buy shit at the right time. So that's what being an affiliate is. Right now, personally, a lot of people don't put out their numbers on what they're going to do, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to put them out there for you. During Christmas time, I do really, really well with the Amazon affiliate links. But right now is a better way to gauge what you can do. And right now, I mean, I've got 300 plus videos. I don't know where I'm at video wise on YouTube, but out of all of that plus the links that I'm putting elsewhere, I'm doing, I would say a safe bet would say I'm doing about $100 a month on average through being an Amazon affiliate. I'm not super aggressive with it. You never want to be. You don't want to force stuff down people's throats, but you put out enough content and you put those links out in enough places over a period of time, the money's just going to start coming. There may be a month where I don't do very well, and it just boils down to what people are looking at and clicking on. But then there may be another month where it just skyrockets and you're like, holy shit, I made like $200. So that's how that works. Okay, so let's talk about YouTube ad rates. How does this work? How do you get paid from YouTube, for those that don't know? You get paid from YouTube specifically based off the ads that either play on your video or play around your video when somebody's looking at it. Couple things to know. Number one, YouTube doesn't tell you what the percentage is that you get off of each ad. The ads are sold based off of a bid process. So, for instance, if you have 4 opportunities to put ads in your videos, and this is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'm doing this to try to help you guys understand the process a little bit. If you got 4 opportunities for ads, to display ads in your video or display ads on your website or wherever, it doesn't matter, and you got 10 advertisers that want at least one of those slots, what you're going to do is you're going to get into a situation where you have a bidding war. This typically happens during the holiday season because those are peak advertising times, and that's where sales are ramping up for a lot of companies, and they compete very heavily with that ad space, and as a result, those 4 ads, that ad space becomes super expensive because you have all these people that want that same spot. So, in a contrast situation to that, if we have 4 ad spaces and we only have 2 advertisers that want spots in there, they're going to damn near get the ads for free. Okay, at that point, realistically, the advertising agency, I guess you can call it, in this case, YouTube, Google, has the ability to tell the advertisers, this is the minimum we're going to accept for it. And the advertisers at that point can pick and choose whether or not they really want to do it or not. In theory, they could literally get it for pennies. But the reality is that it may not be, if you offer up, let's say you're willing to give up 1 cent per click, the chances of your ads ever actually showing are really not good. So that's how it works. The advertising company, Google in this case, decides, okay, they're playing a game with the advertisers to try to maximize the amount of money that they're getting for this ad space. And because we're the content creators, we get a percentage of that. Now, I can't speak for Google, but I can almost guarantee you the reason they don't tell us what that percentage is simply based upon if the ad rates start to plummet, they need to be able to make sure that they hit their bottom line, which means we're going to take the shot, not them. Our percentage will probably drop. I can't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that that's why they don't tell us that. Because if, let's say you were Google and you went out there and told a whole bunch of YouTubers that you guys get 10% of the advertising rate. Now what this does is it creates a bit of a problem, because it allows your competition, other video hosting sites, to be able to say, well, we'll offer you 11, we'll offer you 12, and try to steal the content based off of paying people to do that. It also creates a problem because, in theory, the YouTubers can get together and say, you know what, we're going to block all our shit up because you're not paying us enough. There's also the other possibility of us just getting upset because we were told that we get this percentage, and then because ad rates plummet or whatever, now they're only willing to give us a lesser percentage. So there's a number of different reasons why they probably don't tell you what percentage you get. Now, for those of us that have been doing it for a long time, we can go into our YouTube analytics and we can kind of do an average based off of an extended period of time. We can get a really good idea of what it is that we could expect in the future based off of traffic. So, with that being said, looking at those analytics and things like that, I have to say that I haven't seen a significant dive in my personal YouTube income when it comes to ad rates as far as over the last 6 months or so. These channels that are claiming that they've taken big hits because of the ad rates dropping, I can't confirm or deny what they're saying. I can only tell you what my experience is with it. And the only dip I've seen at all has been at the beginning part of April, and it's been so insignificant that I can't really say that it's because of this or because of that. Because throughout my history of being a YouTube content creator, sometimes you just got dead months, and there could be various different reasons why that happens. You could rack your brain with it and stress out about it all you want, but the reality is there's nothing really you can do about it. You just got to keep plugging away at your YouTube channel, and it's eventually going to pick up and keep going forward. It always keeps growing. You're going to have bad months, you're going to have dips and slumps for whatever reason, but it's always going to keep going up on average. Some of us faster than others, and some of us much slower than others, but it's still going to go up. So that's how it works. This is just my perspective on the whole Patreon thing. For those that don't know what Patreon is, I'm not going to give a lot of details on this because I've never even looked at the Patreon website before. Why? Because it's not for me. It's just not. What it is a way for YouTube content creators, and maybe others, I don't know, to accept donations. Now, if I wanted to do donations, I could always use PayPal too. Wouldn't really matter. But it's a way for them to accept donations. It's also a way for them to somehow or another create a paid subscription type setup for their content. Now, I'm judging this based off of what some other YouTubers have set up, especially as of recently, where they're doing a tiered subscription list or subscription option. So you can come in at this tier and you get this, or you can pay a little bit more and you go up a tier and you get this. That's not for me. It's just not. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying I'm not saying anything is just not for me. There would be only one instance where I would say, you know what, this is totally acceptable and something that I want to do. And what that would be is if my channel specifically catered to education. There's channels out there that are providing, college level education for free. Okay? And if one of those channels decided to say, you know what, I should be getting paid more for this content, I would be comfortable paying those channels for that content. I do believe on a marketing aspect that they would really need to put out a pretty decent base for them to sell themselves, I guess you could say, and sell that subscription. But I feel like the content holds more value than just entertainment. And that's the reason why I think the channels like that, you know, they could benefit greatly. And I don't think personally that they're doing anything out of line for charging extra for their content. Reason being is colleges make a shitload of money off of the students. So if these guys are providing that same information, why should they be subject to just making the measly amount of money that Google wants to give them for the ads? So it's kind of a give and take thing. And again, this is just my perspective on it. As far as the, hey, donate to my channel to help support what it is that I'm doing. The only thing I ask of you guys is that if I say, hey, I got some links down in the description that, to go into Amazon for some of the stuff that I'm using in my shop as far as tools or whatever, it costs you guys nothing to click on those links. So it's appreciated. It'll never be to the point where I'm like, look, man, you guys got to start clicking on the links or I'm not going to create content anymore. I'm never going to do that. That's just dumb to me. So, okay, so this is the longest part of this whole video sequence, so I hope you guys can endure it. It's a little bit of me ranting. It's just basically my perspective on the entire situation. Now that I've kind of educated you a little bit about how all this shit works, if you didn't already know. I'm going to try not to be specific on people that I'm kind of using as examples. For those that follow my channel on a regular basis, you probably follow some of the channels that I follow, and you will probably connect the dots. It is what it is. It's not any of the people that I'm using as an example is not a slight on them. It's not me trying to shit all over them for the sake of success of my channel. It's just a matter of you guys are the ones that have made me aware of this. And you guys are the reasons why this became a hot button topic for me. And you guys are the reasons why I created this particular video on my channel to begin with. So I will reference some of the things that you said in your videos. With that being said, I created an imaginary line in my life that is a little bit based off of arrogance. Because I can be a little arrogant at times, and I can be extremely arrogant at times. This imaginary line is basically a line that I refuse to intentionally step below, bend below, go below for any reason at all, because I feel like it diminishes the value of who I am and what I bring to the table. And it doesn't matter if it's for money. I just can't do it because money for me is not the end all to be all. Okay? When I die, I die. None of that shit comes with me. There'll be plenty of family members to fight and bicker and complain about what was left behind after I die. None of that shit comes with me. But when I die, I leave behind hopefully a good legacy. And that's where... Sorry, I'm sick. That's where that imaginary line that I create comes into play. There are certain things that I'm not willing to do for the sake of income or for the sake of opportunity. And that whole Patreon bullshit to me is just that. I'm not going to ask you guys to become a paid subscriber. I'm not going to ask you guys to donate to me because I'm not in need like that. If I fall off a fucking boat at work and I fuck myself up or I hurt myself in my shop and my family decides to say, hey, you know what? We just don't have insurance like that. My boss don't fucking take care of me and I need some help on that end and I create a GoFundMe account. Okay, fine. I'm fucking dying. I need some help. But I'm not in that situation right now. And the reality is YouTube's not going anywhere. Despite some of the over-exaggeration that's going on with these content creators, YouTube's not going anywhere. So you had a bad fucking month, okay? Get over it. It happens. You know, you could have a bad month simply because it's April. As far as your income's concerned, because none of this shit is guaranteed. These numbers are not guaranteed, and it just kind of is what it is. It will recover, though. That is one thing that I know for certain, that it will recover. And I'm going to just smash Facebook right in the fucking dirt on this one. You know, because I'm going to use them as an example. YouTube is the only platform paying people like us to create content. All the other websites out there have concocted some fucking asinine idea where the content that we're putting on their website is not only theirs, but that they don't owe us anything because they're the ones that created the website and they're providing a service to us. Okay? And this is what I'm talking about. Don't become Facebook as a YouTube content creator. Don't become Facebook. Don't fucking lose that connection between you and the people that support you and have helped grow your website or grow your channel into what it is today. Don't do that because it's going to crash and burn. It may not happen overnight, but it's going to happen. Okay? Facebook is to the point where us people that have gone out and created Facebook pages, not the personal pages, but like the business pages, we've gone out there and earned our clientele. We've earned those likes that we got. And now all of a sudden that they're blocking our content that we're posting so that those people that have liked our pages don't see the content anymore. They've stopped us from tagging other companies or other businesses that have liked our stuff, or not other companies and businesses, but people that have liked our stuff because they want us to pay so that people will see these things. They want us to boost our posts. So we're being forced to pay you to support you when we could always just use some other means of promotion because they're not the only means of promotion out there. YouTube is the only one paying its content creators the way they're doing. Is it a ton of money? It really depends on how successful you are. You know, I make enough money where, is it enough for me to stop and quit my day job? No. Will it eventually be there? I'm certain of it. It's definitely enough to let me take a couple of days off from work when I'm sick and not have to eat vacation or sick pay. It provides me a cushion where I can just take the hit. Hence, I took a couple of days off last week because I'm sick. So these content creators out there that are, and I want to say this, and I'm not trying to use them as a way to boost me up. I really am not trying to create that. This is me talking to you guys as the creators. This is also me talking to you as the subscribers. There's two groups of people that I'm talking to here. You guys of subscribers, being an opportunist is not a good thing. Okay? I mean, it could be a good thing financially. There's a lot of people that make a ton of money off of being an opportunist. But what I do hold value in is that legacy that I leave behind. And that's why I say it's a little bit of my arrogance, because it's more important for me to encourage people to live good lives than it is for me to buy shit. Okay, for me to have money to buy stuff. Success for me is not defined by income. Success for me is defined by accomplishing goals. And I don't believe that you need to have a tremendous amount of money to accomplish your lifelong goals. So when we find ourselves in a situation where The YouTube ad rates have dropped for whatever the reason may be. Pouncing on that opportunity and using that as a means for you to make the people that support you feel bad for you to the point where, let me give you some money, is put out there in the open. It's not something I personally would do. Okay, if you guys do it, that's kind of your business, and I wish you all the best. But I can't do that. I can't do that, and I never will. It basically all just boils down to it's a matter of principles for me, and I can't turn into Facebook. You know, the reality is that the success of my channel is not just based off of my actions. The success of my channel is also based off the support of the people that watch it. These are fans. They're not just subscribers. They're fans. They're distant friends. They're people that are wishing you the best and trying to, and hoping that you're going to do successful things. Now, the more successful you get, the more you're going to notice the dickheads. Okay, let's just be straight up about it. Some of you guys watching this video right now are fucking assholes. And I'm going to say it how it is, because I don't give a shit if you get your feelings hurt, because that's what you try to do to us. That's what you try to do to some of our subscribers. You go into the fucking comments and you stir up some shit for whatever the stupid reason is that you have in your head, just because you're bored. Maybe you fucking feel bad about your dead-end fucking job, and subconsciously you want somebody else to feel bad too. Who knows what it is? Doesn't really matter, but you guys are dicks. That's it, bottom line. So the more successful you get, the more you notice these assholes, because the more they show up in the comments. But you can't disconnect from everybody because of a few dickheads. Let them sort themselves out, because the reality is there's more people that are obviously supporting you than there are that are against you. You know, and just because somebody gives you some criticism doesn't mean that they're wrong. Doesn't mean that they're a dick. They may approach you in kind of a dick-headed way, but sometimes what it is that they're saying to you is legit. And you don't need to do anything, but if you did sit down and try to set your ego aside for a minute and kind of try to look at things from a different perspective, you would understand, hey, there was some value in these guys' dickhead reply. So, it basically boils down to, don't turn into a Facebook. Don't turn away from the people that helped you get to where you are. And I know you would like to say, well, I earned all this. They didn't help me. They just watched. They got something out of the content that I created. But that's arrogant. That is unhealthy arrogance, because they did help you. And we need to remember that. They did help all of us, because if they weren't there, we wouldn't have what we have. And these people are customers to a certain degree. Okay? Because they're paying us with their time. We're providing something to them, and they're paying us with their time. Now, that doesn't mean that you fucking dicks that think we owe something to you and think that you should be able to tell us how we should run our channels. That doesn't justify those comments that you guys make, because you guys are just being that. You're being assholes. And the truth of the matter is we don't owe you anything other than respect. But if you're not going to give respect to us, then you're not supporting us. You're being an asshole, and that's all you deserve in return. So just know that. You got to understand both sides of the perspective. You got to understand that nothing that we get from sponsors or anything like that is free either. Some of you guys sit back in your fucking house and you're sitting there thinking, oh, I wish these people would send me stuff. I can create videos like that too, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? We work our asses off for those sponsorships, because sponsorships are not free. It's a trade, okay? We're giving them something in return. If they give us a product that costs thousands of dollars, do you really think that they're going to feel that, a 10-minute video on YouTube justified them giving us that much product that has that much value? No, come on now. They want a lot in return. sometimes more than what it's actually worth in return. So, you know, that's a job. We earn that. None of that stuff is for free. You need to understand that. You know, sometimes there's channels out there, you know, and I'll just say use them as an example. You know, Keith Fenner, he's a really good guy, really good channel. Adam Booth, a lot of these machine shop channels, they get their subscribers or supporters send them stuff, you know, on occasion, either for giveaways or whatever. You know, they get these things and that stuff is legitimately free. It's cool. They're gifts, you know, but these guys they've built their channels up to a point where, you know, there's certain people out there, they just feel that connection, that personal connection between the creator and the subscriber is close enough for them to say, hey, you know what, I appreciate everything that you've taught me and everything that you've done and everything that you showed me. I'm going to give you a little bit of gift, you know, and they get something out of it too because they like to hear their names mentioned on the channel and whatnot. It's a little bit of a pat on the back, you know, but these companies, like, let's say Everlast, because I know Everlast sponsors, you know, a number of different channels, not mine, but a number of different channels. And it's cool they don't sponsor mine because I don't know that I want them to. They want something in return. Okay, they're a business. It's all about bottom line for them. They got to make money. And when you advertise, even when I advertise, if I choose to advertise on YouTube or I choose to advertise on Facebook, I look at those numbers and I look at them closely. And if I feel like I didn't get my fair share, if I feel like I didn't get my money's worth, I'm never going to advertise on them again. So just know that. It's not free. We expect something. The advertisers, the sponsors, all that, they expect something in return. So, long-winded video. I hope you guys got something out of it. This is just my perspective. I mean, I can go on for days about this because there's so many different avenues to talk about. There's so many different things. But I'm going to end this right here. Thank you guys for watching. You know, I do want to reiterate this. So this is not to be an attack on anybody's YouTube channel or the path that they've chosen to take with their YouTube channel or utilizing Patreon or any of that. That's their choice. That's their prerogative, and you as subscribers have the choice to support that or not. Clearly, some of these people are making money from that support, and that's fine. Some of them are making a ton of fucking money off of that. That's fine. I'm just not going to be that guy. And if it means money out of my pocket and means that I'm stupid for not taking advantage of that situation, then so be it. I'll find another avenue to the path that I choose to go down in life. I'm not going that way. It's just not for me. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, P.S. This thing behind me, I'm going to try to wrap that up today. Hopefully I can get the video all wrapped up, but if not, expect it to be soon. I've got a bunch of video that I shot building the cab or the carts. I've got a bunch of midway finished video for projects I just got to finish up. Expect those videos in the near future. So anyways, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.